This is Hava Curlin from the Victoria Theater Arts Center, and I'm happy to be here live for our Minecraft open house today. We've got a little something special today. All summer long, we've had different interns from the Right Track program here in Minnesota joined with us to do wonderful work both in our community and in Minecraft. So today we're going to take a look at some of the buildings they have created within our Minecraft server. And along with that, looking at the process they did for creating these buildings. Each of these sites are places that are prominent within St. Paul, and we'll hear a little bit more about their research and how they were able to replicate it in Minecraft. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and open up the server and we'll check it out. All right. So hold on just a moment here as I pull up the Minecraft. Okay, here we are. I'm inside our VTAC Minecraft server here, just a little bit away from the spawn point when you enter. We've got a bunch of other teleport buttons here to our other builds we've had before, but today we're going to check out our partner builds. Woohoo! All right, so here I am. Okay, I haven't been here yet, so this will be fun to see what we have in here. Looks like we've got a really large building behind me. Oh, wow. Really cool. And I know that the interns are around here somewhere, as well as Sarah. Sarah, where are you at?
Oh, here, I'm right here in front of you. I'll get a little closer.
Hello. Awesome. So where do we want to go first? Well, I see we have, looks like, is this Little Saigon over here?
It is in fact.
Okay, let's go over there and check it out. I know that our intern Suwato has been working on this, and hopefully we can chat with her a little bit about this project.
Yep. Hello. I hope my background isn't too loud. The washing machine.
Well, we're just looking at Minecraft now, so you don't have to see the background as long as we can still chat about it. So tell me a little bit, Swato. This is so impressive. Oh my goodness, look at this whole outside here. I'm just kind of checking out the whole display and everything. Tell me a little bit about how, what this is and where this is in real life and this whole location that you chose.
Okay, so this is Little Saigon Supermarket. It's on 353 University Avenue, St. Paul, MN 55103.
Yeah.
This building is very significant to my partner Dante's. He had a lot of memories growing up in this supermarket, so that's why we chose this building.
Yeah. What is significant about the history? What were you able to find in the research you did? I understand you chatted with Dantes, but also with went to the History Center a bit. Is that true?
Yes, we went to the History Center to find out if it was a theater originally, because as you can see on the outside, it kind of has like a theater design, a theater-like design.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Unfortunately, we couldn't find anything about it being a theater, but we found out it used to be a drugstore called Vino Drugs.
Okay. So when you were researching this, because it doesn't look like this anymore, right? Or is it still like this today?
It's still like this today.
Okay. So how did you research how to make this in Minecraft then? Like how were you able to come up with the floor plans and everything?
We tried to find a blueprint for it, but we couldn't, so we just heavily relied on Google Maps and just, eyeballed it.
Wow, that's really impressive. Lots of time. Well, let's go inside. You're right here. I see you. Okay. I'll go follow you inside. Oh, wow.
You can see on the inside, it's not as cluttered. We didn't do the aisles because, we wanted like more space inside the building.
Mm-hmm.
It was more about like the architecture and not like what's inside of it.
Totally.
So That's why it's very empty. As you follow me down here, you can see the ceiling has a unique pattern, I guess. It kind of drops down all the way down to the deli over here, as you can see. Right here and back there as well. These are fridges.
Oh, fun.
Dante's wanted the deli because I guess maybe he had a lot of memories here. I'm not really sure, but you know the deli is a big part of the supermarket. It's not every day you see a deli in a supermarket.
Well, yeah, and if you're going and you want to have just like a quick bite to eat or something, like that's probably something like if you have, you know, the different Little Saigon themed dishes and things like that, that would make sense. What do you have behind the deli? Is this like a storeroom?
Yeah, this is just I couldn't really see what was in this room in Google Maps because you know Google Maps has like some limits to where you can look inside the building.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to say that this building holds a lot of significance not only to Dantes but to the Rondo and Frogtown community because the owner of Little Saigon was a Vietnamese refugee, and the reason why he named it Little Saigon was because he wanted more Vietnamese representation in the community, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, super cool. And also being able to like provide that placemaking place where you could get the foods that other refugees would want to. That's amazing. Now, obviously Minecraft is not the real world. How did you decide which kind of blocks to use to replicate it in here?
Honestly, we just looked at the what it looked like on the inside, and we just decided to use the blocks that looked most similar to like the actual building.
So being a like Minecraft newbie here, what did you actually make this building out of? Like, is it made out of stone or is it made out of something funky?
The white walls here, just white concrete. The floor is quartz. This deli counter is also made out of smooth quartz, and then this is made out of a prismarine wall, the blue.
What about the lights?
The lights, they're a verdant frog light. I don't know if that's a real thing in real life, but
it made it look like it.
Yeah, that's what it's called in Minecraft. So.
Oh, fun. Well, let's head out here again really quick. You did a great job on the inside.
This is the exit right here.
Oh, you have it in and out. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm like, can tell I'm not the best Minecrafter. I'm getting better though.
So a lot of details in the front, such as the Vietnamese words over here and the translations.
Oh yeah.
Tried my best to replicate the signs on the front of the building, but it was hard.
Yeah. Well, and also when you're dealing with, you know, just squares, you can't, you've got to get creative to make it look like how it would in real life. Oh, this is a very attentive cat. Hello. One last question for you, Swada, before we look at some of the other stuff. I mean, you've been, as part of your internship, you've been working in Minecraft for the last couple of months. What, like, in the broader use of the space and the project, how do you feel about it? Like, what have you learned? What has surprised you about the experience? You know, what have you taken away from it?
Overall, I think just learning how to use Minecraft was a very cool experience because I'm used to using mobile and I have never used a Java edition before this, but with the help of my coworkers and Sarah, I think it made Minecraft really fun and a new experience for me. So I really enjoyed making this building with Sarah and getting help from everybody.
Yeah. Anything you think you'd use in the future for a job?
From Minecraft? Maybe if my future job requires Minecraft.
Professional Minecraft builder, yeah. Well, I appreciate you chatting with us, Swato, and good work on this. This is a really beautiful piece of architecture that you've brought to our Minecraft space.
Thank you.
Sarah, whose building we want to see next?
I think we should go over and peek at George's copy of St. Agnes because it's incredible.
Is that what this is over here, this big stone structure?
Yep, that's what this huge stone building is over here.
Okay, I'm going to take an aerial look at this because it is pretty massive. Wow.
Oh, definitely do. And the attention to the roof and the bell tower, like all of the interns did an incredible amount of research and work, and I have heard every single one of them kind of downplay it a little bit, but the level of detail each of them has achieved deserves an incredible amount of appreciation.
Yeah, the size of this is just really massive. And I used to live pretty close to St. Agnes's. I could always see it like on my way down to the light rail, passing Dale Street there. And it really is an iconic piece of architecture in Frogtown neighborhood. So wow is all I can say. All right, this is amazing. The bell tower looks amazing. I'm gonna see if I can get like a total vertical shot here from the top. Yeah, I mean, if those of you who might be watching on YouTube or on Facebook, you can just see that this is a really, really massive structure here. But I'm happy to come on over and down to the steps here, and then we can chat with George. Are you here? Yay! Oh, I hope I didn't step on you, Sarah. Oh, hello. Hi, George. Well, let's check out this amazing building. Tell us a little bit, for those of us who might not be familiar, tell us a little bit about St. Agnes and any research you did and where this building is and why it's important.
So from the 3 books that I have read at the Minnesota History Center, History Society, I've only done like one sentence.
Oh no!
About it, and it's literally a building was made by George Bias so that German-speaking Austro-Hungarian immigrants can have a place that can, do their beliefs and the other part is a really important person to this church is someone named Monsignor Schuler, which was originally a pastor, but then soon became the conductor for St. Agnes's famous chorale. That's all. That was really it.
Okay, yeah. So a place for immigrants to be able to practice their beliefs. It had a really great choral group, and yeah, okay, cool. Well, I mean, obviously, this is a huge, huge church. For you to, we'll go inside in a second here, but for you to build this, what sort of resources did you use to figure it out and move it from the real world into Minecraft?
Honestly, the church right now, it's all based from it's all based from pictures I've taken and
Okay.
And so the outside is like as accurate as possible I can make it, but the inside is like, yeah, the only thing I have for resources was Google Maps, and it was a 360-degree view. So there was no blueprints, no old pictures and back then, no nothing. I literally just had to guess. Just correct.
Okay.
It's all from the big brain,
Mm-hmm.
Like guys, if you believe, you can do
it. Good inspiration there. Well, let's go ahead and check out the inside. What are these blocks? Are these quartz as well?
The exterior is all quartz.
Okay.
Yeah. Sarah, my partner, decided this quartz type is the best to replicate how the St. Agnes look like.
Oh wow! Look at the interior of this, man. Massive. You got all the pews in there and the pillars and oh my gosh, the ceilings. Yeah, those vaulted ceilings can be hard just to figure out how to even do, you know, with actual blocks, let alone like when you have to modify it to something like Minecraft. This is crazy.
The chandeliers are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the dome took me a while. I think I stayed up late. I think 4 or 5 in the morning just to do the domes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I did a pretty good job on it. I would definitely change something. It's pretty decent for like my first big build.
This was your first big build you ever did?
Yeah, this is my very first. I have never done like this in Minecraft before.
Wow. Well, you should definitely give yourself a pat on the back for that. This is pretty incredible. Yeah, I've never been inside St. Agnes. I know that in some photos that I know that there is stained glass, but that is like something that is notoriously tricky to do in Minecraft because you only have so many kinds of glass block and they're really big and bulky instead of being the smaller pieces.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was hoping to recreate the murals and the stained glasses, but I had to be like I had to be very logical that I cannot do that.
Right,
I
yeah.
can't do that.
Well, murals are hard too because you don't always get a choice in what kinds of pictures are available. So you could have had some really funky looking murals in here. Oh, fun. Is it all one level or did you add stairs going up anywhere?
There is one level. It's mainly one level, but there's a basement, but I have no clue how that basement looks like. So you can go to the basement and see, but all you really see is just the shell of the building.
Gotcha.
And I think at the basement, I also have doors to go into the tower, but I haven't built anything in the tower yet.
Mhm.
Build it up.
Does this door over here go anywhere? Oh.
This one specifically goes downstairs. The one on the opposite side goes up.
Okay,
These are the exit, at the exit.
gotcha. And then last question, are we able to go into the bell tower?
Yeah, you can, but there's nothing much in there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you had like a secret bell or something up there.
Here's the bottom of that cave, yeah.
If you felt like being ambitious and adding something more, you could.
Really quick, while we're still live streaming in the church, George, you also had some goals about the sound in the church, right?
Oh yeah. Since St. Agnes is really known for the music, we also want to like have this kind of thing where the moment you step into the church, you hear like the chorale music.
Mm-hmm. The choral music, yeah.
I
How?
think we have successfully done that. Happy Sarah?
So that's still a work in progress. We figured out how to code it in so that we have a custom jukebox disc. And we've got a hidden jukebox in the floor. So as soon as we get it coded, hopefully it'll work. But it's still in progress.
Okay.
Just like the structure of the bells are.
Well, we'll have to come back when it is fully functional and do a quick music video in here. That sounds really cool. Are you thinking of putting it in the aisle here, or is it going to be like right in the entranceway?
You're actually standing on top of it.
Oh, perfect. Nice.
So it's hidden under the bricks. You can see it from the ceiling in the basement presently, but it's just one of these bricks has a jukebox underneath it that you pop a disc into the music. It's the same kind of principle we use for the teleporters.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be awesome. It might even be fun at some point to bring some sound blocks in here and have like an organ or something. I don't know what you could play. I know we played around that a little bit in one of our other builds, but that could be something really fun to do too.
I actually thought of building. I know how to build an organ. I want to build an organ.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, this was already a huge project. So, all right, let's head outside. And then, I mean, I think I can guess that one of your big challenges, George, was the size of this. Were there any other, things that were challenging or really fun about the process of making St. Agnes?
Yeah, that definitely thanks to the fact that there's world edit, I was able to like cut some walls and move it over like a block over. And originally, if you look at the top, the roof was not what I would say symmetrical. It was leaning towards one way, and I really got ticked off. And like what I had to do was I had to extract this whole entire wall and move it over one block and rebuild the roof.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Definitely the fact that I was very unprepared with building because at first I did not know I was going to build something big. So I was very unprepared. So it was very nice to have work to put me on.
Yeah. Is World Edit a newer update to the system?
From what I know, back when like I was 5 and like I was playing Minecraft a lot, I think World Edit was nicer. Like except for all like more simple things like this teleport like point point.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, and then last question, same thing I asked Swado. From your whole entire Minecraft experience, are there any big takeaways you're going to take with you to the future, like things you learned or skills that you thought were applicable to life beyond this?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I don't think I want to go to architecture, so that's like how the like brick builds. Maybe recording.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe recording, that might be something I might bring to future because maybe I might want to go to YouTube or social or streaming.
for sure. Well, and also just having to do that research of looking at one document and transferring it over to something completely different into this 3D representation. Like that's a big thing. It's a big thing to do. Well, great job, George. Big Minecraft round of applause for you. And Sarah, we've got one more thing to look at. I know that our Joe is not here with us today because he's on vacation, but you're going to give us a tour of his build?
Absolutely, yeah. So if you follow me over here.
Okay.
So all of our interns built something which was important to the community in some direction. Both Swado and George worked with community members who work with VTech. Swado worked with Dantes Ha, and George worked with Sarah Snap, both members of our board. But because of some timing stuff, George ended up partnered with me, and we picked a local structure, which is Gibbs Farm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so our research ended up kind of focused on both our connection to the area and to how this structure serves places, but lacks kind of the memory attached to the other two.
Gotcha. Now, I will say that before this project, I had never heard of Gibbs Farm. So can you let us know where it is and kind of its significance in the community?
Yeah, so Gibbs Farm is a farm museum on Larpenteur over next to the Bell Museum. So if you make like you're going to the Roseville Target, but you turn at the strip mall with the Dinos and the Toppers.
Yeah, Larpenteur.
And Larpenteur. And head down for a while, you'll see a farm with a farmhouse and a windmill and a whole bunch of other stuff. That's Gibbs Farm. And they do interpretive historical work specifically about the settler and the Dakota experience in Minnesota during the colonial era.
Amazing. Well, that's really cool to know. I know I'm familiar with that area, but I've never visited before. So in order for the two of you to work on this project, what kind of research did you go? Did you actually visit the farm, or did you look at historical documents? How that approach work?
So we did kind of a mixture. We weren't able to visit the farm proper, but their website is wonderful. They've got an excellent 360 tour that has a bunch of the interpretive points they share. But we also interviewed Sammy Nelson, who worked with, who is part of their interpretive team and who is the site manager for Gibbs Farm. And she gave us some excellent information about the space, sent us some personalized photos, and told us what folks would most want to see from an interpretive point of view, which was super helpful for finishing out the structure as we went through the space, because Jolie was able to build this incredible interior, but didn't have a really solid grasp on the exterior. And we knew that, like, we knew the basic floor plan of the building, and we knew the basic uses of things, but what we were missing was that personal connection, which is a little deeper from the people who, live and work there.
For sure, for sure. Well, I would love to go take a tour of the inside of the building. And I also saw from the sky there were a couple other structures on the land around here. So why don't we head inside, and then you can kind of talk me through what we've got going on in here.
Yeah, sure. So the room we're going to come into here is a, I believe it's listed in the label here. This is a section of the original home. So originally the farm was a farm with a one-room home. This is how a lot of farms in Minnesota started out, with your stove and your bed and your living space, and then you expanded out as you lived to meet your needs.
Cool. So over here, this tall black part. Oh no, I lost my.
You got kicked.
I got kicked. I'll be back
That's
in a
okay.
second.
We'll wait for you.
Said I was idle for too long. I disagree. I was not idle. I was there. Okay, I'm back. So I'm looking at, it looks like this is the stove over here. Yeah.
Yep.
And then is that the bed right next to it, that wooden structure, or is that the green thing in the corner?
The blue thing in the corner is the bed. This is, there's a writing desk and a couch and some sitting space and a writing desk. This is one of the most busy spaces in the 360 tour.
Yes, because it would have been like the most lived in space if they started here. That makes sense.
Yep.
Well, what else do we have going on in here? Where should we go next?
Let's go in here. This one's my favorite of all the spaces we built.
This is cool flooring.
Yeah. So part of what we noticed on the 360 tour is all of these really, really creative wallpapers and floorings, and Joe did an incredible job of replicating them. And so this is a living room. It's got a writing desk and, of course, some seating. And behind you is actually a representation of a Murphy bed, which is disguised as a cupboard in the original house.
Oh, fun. I love that. There's the Murphy bed.
Yeah, there's a lot of really creative representations of structures that are really difficult to build in world that Jolie found, like, new and creative methods to figure out, and that's just really delightful.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the fun and the challenge of bringing the real world into Minecraft.
Exactly.
What's this little adjoining room here?
Oh, this is Heman Gibbs' office. So this is the father of the house's office space, and there's a bed tucked into it. We didn't find a ton of interpretive information about that, but our best guess is if it's the middle of the night and you've been writing all night, you maybe don't want to wake up your partner by stomping in and doing all your evening routines.
Right, absolutely. What's down here? I'm just kind of, we're back in the main room here.
Yeah,
and then there's another section.
Through here. This is the kitchen.
Oh, Oh yeah, I got the kitchen vibe here. I see all the cabinets, another stove, counter
Yep.
space.
And the thing about this stove is that unlike the other one,
Mm-hmm.
we can get it to cook.
Oh, yay! Can actually light it. That's awesome. So cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, this is a space where we spent a lot of time focusing on the real world representations, counters. Luckily, this era doesn't have, I say luckily, luckily for us, the era doesn't have running water, so we didn't need to worry about like replicating sinks. But we did need to worry about replicating counter space and spaces where a tub would be for washing dishes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What's further down here?
So over here, this section of the house is closed on the map for staff only space, but if we go up these stairs, you can find yourself in the attic. So on the Gibbs farm, the attic is mostly used for farmhouse interpretation, for tools, and that sort of demonstration. At least that's how it appears on the 360 tour. So primarily, this was figuring out how to represent like plows and anvils. And then the other side here is the other extra bedrooms that ended up upstairs. So there are 4 extra bedrooms here, each related to a person who lived on the farm. There's the daughters, the teacher, the master bedroom, and a guest bedroom, I believe.
I'll say I just love all the blocks you picked here. This looks amazingly like wallpaper. It's really quite good.
Yeah, all of our interns were so particular about their materials going through. The first day they were building things, I watched each of them start laying out sections of blocks and like testing very meticulously which one looked right for each thing. And it's a fantastic bit of meticulous work.
Yeah. All those little details, if you can capture them, really make it feel like the real thing. Yeah. And I like that you have these little info plaques that I'm seeing here. Like this is Ida, Abby, and Lily's bedroom. Like that was a really smart thing for Jolie to include.
Yeah, and most of the reason for that was because we were really concerned with getting all those little details right. And
oh, for sure.
Yeah, every time we were presented with a challenge like that, Jolie found an excellent solution.
Mm-hmm. And then there's another set of stairs on this side.
Oh yeah, this comes down to what is kind of the front door that leads back into that living room space.
Oops, sorry. Oh,
And
I see.
And this kind of brings us out onto the porch. The porch actually didn't get completed until our last day of building because we needed to get pictures from Sammy when we interviewed.
Well, cool. We got the porch. And then looks like I had seen this when I was in the sky, but over here is where the windmill is, yeah?
Yes. So the windmill is interesting to build because diagonals are really difficult in Minecraft.
Oh, yeah.
Just like curves are. So we did our best to replicate the structure, and then for the blades, we couldn't figure out what was going to act right, be thin enough, and be the right color. So we ended up choosing black glass.
Oh, I guess that works. I mean, it's not the same as, a piece of wood per se, but it gives the look and feel of it pretty accurately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, how fun. Cool.
Yeah.
And then what about back here?
Yeah, if we proceed over here, so one of the things Sammy recommended we add is a kitchen garden or a farm garden. And so luckily, one of the more robust features Minecraft includes is farming mechanics. So we've got beets, carrots, potatoes, berries, melons, and pumpkins, along with some wheat. Wheat is not traditionally grown in kitchen gardens, but we wanted a full representation of the kind of crops that were grown
At the farm,
and that
yeah.
you can grow.
Yeah, that makes sense. And what's back here?
So Swatto in the chat is guessing that it's a well, but this is actually an outhouse, which is another thing that Sammy recommended we build. We did our best to replicate it fairly accurately. It is a very fun structure.
Yeah, well, I mean, no running water, you gotta have the outhouse. That's a part of farming life. I like that you put, instead of a moon above it, that we put a watermelon. That's a good touch, because usually put a moon above an outhouse.
Yep, and finding symbols, you work with what you got.
Exactly, is what exists in Minecraft. And then we got the animal enclosure over here, it looks like.
Yeah, so again, we did our best to replicate what's present at Gibbs Farm. We had some struggles building a chicken coop, but they do keep chickens, sheep, pigs, and goats. The goats in Minecraft are a little more adventurous, or actually equally adventurous to real life goats, and so they needed their own enclosure where they were also a little bit more contained. I also see Swatto asking in the chat what an outhouse is.
Oh, Swatto.
So
before we had running water and we needed to use the toilet, we would use a pit toilet, which is an outhouse. So you would go into the outhouse, do your business, and usually it would be a composting toilet. Yeah, like a porta potty. But yeah. So yeah, fun little feature to have in there. Wow, well, this is a great structure, and I love that we're able to include buildings that are, currently being used, as well as have historical function. Like having that piece of Minnesota history is great, and St. Paul history is great to have captured in here. I know Jolie's not here today to answer this question, but Sarah, how was it? What have you learned from the interns working with them in Minecraft? I feel like that is a big thing, is us as mentors, what do you learn from your mentees?
that is a really good question. I think the biggest thing is knowing that they taught me is like knowing when to step in and help, and knowing when to let them work through stuff on their own when they've got it and they're just like chewing on it. I think that's a really important skill I've developed over the past couple of weeks with these guys, because they are just so good at running at any problem, and if they run into something where they need help, they know how to ask for it, and sometimes they don't, but most of the time they've got a great handle on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the other thing is that research fatigue is something that exists, and working to manage that in a team is important, because I think all of us went through a point, like I ended up helping Swatto go through fire insurance maps and tax records for those signed on.
Oh my gosh. yeah, that's big.
Yeah, we ended up at the Minnesota Historical Society's Gale Research Library going through microfilm for 2 hours, and by the end of it, both of us were just kind of fried, and we're like, you know what, we got what we needed.
Mm-hmm.
Let's skedaddle.
Yeah, well, and what an experience too. I mean, everybody is a little different for each generation, but I know that you and I are both of a generation where a lot of our research happened both in books and online, and microfilm is something that we really never looked at, whereas I know that generations before us, microfilm is something frequently looked at. And I can only imagine, like, Swatto, you probably never had to look at microfilm before, right? That was never a thing you had to do for any school project before. Yeah, first time. So it's its own unique skill of kind of having to do that research and use what resources you can. Yeah, wow. Well, I commend all of you. I'm just getting a last aerial view. Hi down there. I commend all of you for working on this project and for adding a little bit of, our local Frogtown, St. Paul history here. I'm excited to see how this continues to grow. I know we have ideas for more structures in and around our neighborhood to be built in the future, but this is just an amazing start, and I'm so glad all of you were able to start this process, because it really is a process. Like, it's not just like, oh, we're gonna go in here and build things for fun. I mean, it is fun, but at the same time, it does take that research and that care and those personal interviews with the community to really get an accurate representation of this stuff. So great job, and thank you so much for all of your work.
Yeah, thank you. And before we go, I do also want to say we will be posting some recordings of our interviews with folks if people are interested in what we learned there. So keep an eye out for that shared link.
Absolutely. I am so excited to see that. Will you be sharing that in our Discord server?
Hopefully that link will go out on our Discord server, and it'll probably get permalinked to our website too.
Awesome. Love it. All right, well, I am going to take a step out of Minecraft here. For those of you who might be watching, there's still another, 15 minutes or so of build time if you want to come and visit the server and hop in. All of that information for how to join our Minecraft server is available on our website. If you go to Victoria Theater with an er.org/Minecraft, it's all the info's in there. And Sarah is our permanent Minecraft manager, and they have open build times every other week on Sunday. So if you saw this and you wanted to come back and join and build a structure of your own, our next one will be in 2 weeks or the week after next. So please feel free to drop in anytime to open hours.